Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Thursday, the 17th of October 2019. So, starting off with Bitcoin, yesterday prices fall under 8K with ugly scenarios on all time frames. So, let's have a look at this in a bit more detail. At the moment, we've stepped aside because of the sideways range. This is the daily chart of Bitcoin. And as you've seen, the market below the 200 MA, it was a resistance level for this market, and prices have continued to move sideways to lower and are currently trading below the 8,000 level. You can see the 7958 is where they currently are, and that brings us to the 76% retracement. So a close below this. Let's just have a look across here. We might as well just go across the whole. It's more like a triple bottom here. We've got these lows. So 7736 is going to be a crucial area for this market. Failure to close and hold here, we'll see the market move lower. It's only $300 $200, $200 so dollars away from this level. In the 4 hour, again, you can see how tight this market is. What it's doing is having these sideways moves and then spiking to the downside. And you can see this inside of the 15 minute. Like I say, at the moment, you're better off standing aside when you can see here that the market didn't even move for 30 minutes and then started trading. You've got the same thing here, just very, very quiet. And then all of a sudden somebody comes in and sells, and then they buy back the market, as you see there, and below the 200 MA as well. But the market not really moving that much. If we just measure, you'll see what I mean. From this high down to this low, we have a total of $250. We need a bit more momentum in the market than this in order to make it worth your while actually sitting and watching it, because you don't want to sit there for half an hour while the market's doing absolutely nothing there. But overnight, price is sideways, as we saw in the 4 hour chart, and just attempting to try and move back to the upside there, and no doubt get back above the 8,000 level is what the market's trying to do. Meanwhile, in the other markets, Trump said yesterday markets will go up big today, and they didn't. And that's right. It's interesting when you think that QE officially came in yesterday, and they've started to print 60 billion a month. The repos are going through the roof. You'd have expected the market to have moved higher, and it didn't. So given that's the case, again, watch out for weakness coming into this market. We can see yesterday barely a move, an inside bar in the daily chart, which means the high and low are inside the high and low of the previous day. We've got no volume in this market. Even though it's tick volume, there is no volume on the upside. It's as if people don't want to participate. But when you think that the start of printing 60 billion and it's still not moving, is a bit of a worry, because from 2009 all the way through to 2018 and also 2019 new highs, this market is now starting to look very, very weakish at this point. And again, if you look at the implied volatility, this is also pointing to a market that's getting back down to these lows where we've seen corrections before. So once again, from 1152 to 1130, behind the scenes, when the implied volatility drops down to between 10 or below 10, then you can expect to see the underlying market to move lower. So anywhere it's got a 10 in it. We've got 1153 there. We had a bit of a correction. So we're in correction territory as far as the implied volatility is concerned. And the lower this figure goes, the bigger the correction will be. And again, you can see this here as it turns green below the 20 bar moving average there. While we're here, this money that's being printed, I have absolutely no doubts is finding its way into Deutsche Bank. We can see this, the market above the 200 MA once more. So the Dow, just to finish off there, still showing some sort of potential weakness for me. What news have we got to move the markets? High impact is what we're looking at. EU summit, of course, that'll be more important for the pound. Would also give the stock market a boost if they do get a Brexit deal. Philly Fed manufacturing, crude oil inventories. Yeah, and a few Fed speakers out, but no major news today. Meanwhile, in the pound, again, let's have a look at the daily chart. We can see prices moving higher through the 200 bar moving average, came back at one point and then moved up. We got a very high volume and a bit of weakness. Now this is a very interesting setup price wise, because the volume is higher and the bars range is all over the place. It moved lower, then it came back, and the volume is greater, so it's showing some sort of potential top there unless they come up with a deal. If not, then it'll be the scenario or a delay of what we saw. Well, a delay will actually support the market, of course, but if we get a no deal, then it's down we go. So let's see in the on the 15-minute. So in the 15-minute, the market trading down towards the 200 MA, didn't quite get there, settled on the 127 level there, and then we've got the market doing a pullback. Has a look at the 200 MA, gives it a little bit of a tickle there, and then we see the market test and then move to the upside again on the prospect of a deal with the Eurozone there. Right, that's it for this one. Fairly quick whistle-stop tour this morning. Say not a lot happening in Bitcoin. The Dow's starting to look weakish. Watch those implied volatility numbers. They're sort of indicating a correction coming. And the pound waiting for Johnson today, who's heading out to Europe. Okay, that will do it for this one. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.